Hello everyone and welcome to today's webinar, Introduction to the Client Portal. My name is Varun and I work as a product marketer with Zoho Books. Now let me quickly put up the agenda for the day. We first start with the introduction of Zoho Invoice and Zoho Books. That is because Zoho Invoice and Zoho Books, both of them have the Client Portal functionality. Next, with what is the Client Portal, and then we can start with our demonstration. During our demonstration, I will show you how using a client portal you can get paid fast, collaborate with your customers, ask for feedback, and in the process how you can end up saving time. And finally, I'll also talk about two new features that we have released with the client portal. So sit back and enjoy the webinar. Let's get started with Zoho Invoice. Zoho Invoice is an online invoicing software, perfectly crafted for your business and the freelancer within you. It focuses on things that come in your business. It creates personalized invoices by formatting the logo, the font, and the layout. You can send retainer invoices and estimates. You can receive online payments, run real-time reports because Zoho Invoice has more than 20 plus reports. You can manage your receivables. And for businesses that charge customers based on number of logged hours, we have timesheet. After Zoho Invoice, we launched Zoho Books. Zoho Books is an online accounting software that helps you stay organized with your finances. With Zoho Books, you can manage receivables and payables. It has a separate module called as inventory, through which you can track the items in your inventory. You can connect with your bank and categorize your bank transactions. You can accept online, offline, and recurring payments, track income and expenses, and it integrates with Zoho products like Zoho CRM, Zoho Reports, Zoho Creator, and others. Now both Zoho Books and Zoho Invoice, they are part of Zoho Finance Suite, which includes other products like Zoho Inventory, Zoho Subscriptions, and Zoho Expense. And all these applications, they help you manage your backend operations. Now you must be wondering, why did we introduce the client portal in the first place? I'm sure everyone will agree that we have too much dependency on the emails. To elaborate on this statement of mine, let us take an hypothetical example of my friend Nick. Nick, he's a business owner and he has his task cut out. He wants to expedite the estimate approval process. Now your estimates are basically the quotes or the proposal for future orders and deliveries. He gets frequent requests from customers to share past financial transactions, for which again he has to dig into the system, find an old invoice, and then send it across an email. He also gets requests from customers to update their personal information like mailing address, shipping address, and card details. Now Nick, as every business owner, he wants to stay on top of his game. He wants to know how satisfied the customers are from his service or the product, for which he needs to ask for customers' feedback. And finally, like all business owners, he too gets anxious about the payment status. He wants to know when the invoice was last viewed. So as you can see, for all of the tasks that I've stated over here, there is a lot of dependency on the emails. And with emails, it becomes difficult to track and monitor. So, in comes the client portal. The client portal is a smarter way to share, collaborate, and deliver. The client portal is a cheat code to run the business the smart way. It is the self-serve portal of Zoho Invoice and Zoho Books that lets your customers do the bulk of the activities. And it takes majority of the items off your plate. Now, with the client portal, Nick's customers have access to data anytime, anywhere. And Nick gets more time to focus on his business. So before I show you how the client portal will help Nick, let me first show you how to set up the client portal. For the folks joining us now, this is the webinar on the introduction to the client portal. My name is Varun and I'm about to show you how to set up the client portal. At the organizational level, you need to click on settings and click on more settings over here. Next, under preferences, you can see portal settings. Now what you can see is the settings page for the client portal. It first asks for the portal name, which is Marketography Inc. for us, followed by a banner message. The banner message is the message that will be visible to the client when they log into the client portal. So for instance, if I write sale, 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 read here for more, this is the current message. I'll replace it with get 10% off on your next purchase. So the next time when the customer logs in, he will be able to see this message. Now this is a very useful functionality. If you happen to roll out a new feature or you come out with a new offer, instead of sending those intrusive emails, you can directly write your message over here and it will be visible to your customer. Followed by the banner message, you will see the settings for different modules. So in future, if you want to ask a customer review from your client, you need to enable this checkbox. Similarly, if you charge your customers based on projects and timesheet, please enable this checkbox. Once the setting is done, click on Save. Now your settings at the organizational level is done. Now let us send an invite to your customer. So for that, we need to go back to the contacts module. I'll use the PPT again. So what you can see is the Zoho Books interface. The way to send an invite to your customer is exactly the same in Zoho Books as well as in Zoho Invoice. All you need to do is go to the contacts module and click on new contact. Fill in the necessary details, which can be primary contact, the primary email ID, the currency, and finally you need to check on the enable checkbox. Once this checkbox has been enabled, you need to click on Save and the mail will be shot to your customer. The customer needs to accept the invitation and enter the password for the client portal. Once the password has been entered, the customer will be taken to the client portal's dashboard. Now what you see over here is the client portal's dashboard. Basically, it is a snapshot of all the financial transactions that have taken place between you and your customer. As you can see, it shows the outstanding invoices, the available credits, the last payment made, the organization details, and below that you have the My Account Details section where the customer can see their personal mailing, shipping address, and the contact details. On the left hand side, you can see the other modules which are part of the client portal, that is estimates, invoice, payments made, projects, statements. Now, the solution to the problem of Nick lies within these modules. I'll explain you these modules in detail later in the webinar. Now let's take up the first challenge faced by Nick. He wants to expedite the estimate approval process. Now, as I've said, estimate approval process is a pain in the neck. It involves series of negotiation between the two parties which might happen over a phone or an email. It might even involve personal meetings. So let's just play out a scenario in which 4 to 5 mails have been exchanged between the two parties before the deal has been signed. So for that purpose, I'll first create an estimate. Click on Sales module, click on Estimates and then New Estimates. Select Majestic International as the name of the customer. Followed by the item details, I'll choose SCM Marketing and enter the corresponding rate for that. I'll click on Save and Send. Now your estimate is ready to be sent and I'll click on Send button. And then the estimate has been sent to your customer for the approval. Now from your customer's point of view, firstly he'll be able to see the banner message I was talking about. This banner message clearly says get 10% off on your next purchase. As I've said previously, there's no need for you to send those intrusive emails. You can use this banner message space to convey the message. Now your customer will go to the estimates module. He will see that there is an estimate waiting for his approval. The moment he clicks on it, as a business owner, you will get a notification within your Zoho Books account that the estimate has been viewed. Now, like I said, an estimate might involve 5 to 6 email conversations. So let's just play out the exact scenario. Now your customer, he's not happy with the current offering. So he's saying that he needs a 10% discount on the current amount. So he adds a comment over here and clicks on Add Comment. Now as soon as he clicks on Add Comment, a notification will pop up in your Zoho Books account saying that Majestic International has commented on your estimate. You click on it, you'll be able to see the comment. As you can see over here, your customer has said I need a 10% discount on the amount charged. Now as a business owner, you too don't want to lose out on the profit. So you'll add a comment over here saying that 10% is not feasible for us. We can offer 5% discount. And click on the display in client portal checkbox in order for the comment to be viewable for the customer within the client portal, and click on add comment. Now once the customer again goes back to the estimate module, he'll see a notification here. As soon as he clicks on it, he'll see the new comment. 10% is not feasible for us, we can offer a 5% discount. Now your customer will add a comment saying that they have a tight marketing budget and their management would not sanction it. He adds a comment over here. Again, you'll be notified within your Zoho Books account and you'll be able to see the conversation. It says that we have a tight marketing budget and the management won't sanction it. So finally you have to give in and you say, okay, I'll give you 10% discount, but you have to make 50% payment upfront. Once the comment has been added, again the customer will be able to view it within the client portal, and now finally even your customer is happy. He'll say, okay, done, I will accept it when you send me the updated estimate, and he clicks on add comment. So as you can see, using the client portal, we have actually bypassed all the conversations that would normally happen over an email. So for your customers, all the conversations will be visible within the client portal, and for you as a business owner, you will be able to see all the conversations within your Zoho Books account. Now let's take up the second challenge faced by Nick. Nick is often flooded with requests from customers to share past financial transactions. Now this is a very common scenario, especially during the tax filing season. So all Nick can do is to dig into his system, find an old invoice, and then send it to his customer over an email. So we have a better alternative for that with the client portal. With the client portal, the customers can directly go to the invoices module and see all the invoices which are paid as well as open. The customer can go there, check the details, the pricing, and they can even pay now. Click on pay now, they can do the payment, and they can forward the invoice to their accountant or even download and print the invoice from the client portal itself. Similarly, by clicking on the payments made module, they can check all the past payments that they have made and they can share it with their colleagues and their accountants. So, as you can see, with the client portal, your customers have access to the data round the clock, and for Nick, it saves time which can be used to grow his business. Now let us take up the third challenge faced by Nick. He also gets requests from customers to update their personal information on their behalf. Now this can be a time-consuming process, but Nick cannot avoid it. So with the client portal, we have tried to empower your customers. Your customers can update their personal information on their own. As you can see over here, we have a section called My Account Details. All your customer needs to do is to click on Edit. Here they can edit the details, change the phone number and click on Save. The details will be updated. Similarly, they can change the billing address and the shipping address. Also, even the payment card details can be changed and modified using the client portal. So as you can see again, we have tried to empower your customers and we have put them in the driving seat, giving Nick more time to focus on his business. Now let's talk about the fourth challenge. Nick wants to know how the business is doing, and there is no better way than to ask the customer directly. Nick can either call up the customer or send the survey link over an email, or even better, use the customer review functionality of the client portal. With the customer review functionality, Nick will be able to know how the business is doing, how satisfied the customer are with his product or service. All he needs to do is to go to the contacts module, select the customer from whom he wants to collect the customer review, and click on the request review button over here. The moment he clicks on request review button, an email will be shot to the customer which says that the company Marketography Inc. has invited you to review their service. Just click on send and the notification will appear for your customer within the client portal. The customer can review your business on a scale of 5. Here I give a rating of 2. I'm not happy with the designs is what the customer has to say, and he clicks on submit review. The moment the review has been submitted, you will get a notification within your Zoho Books account that the customer has rated your service. In order to view that customer review, all you need to do is within the contacts module itself, for the selected customer, that is Majestic International, I'll go to the client reviews tab. Here I can see all the customer reviews I have received from that particular customer, with the latest one being at the top. As you can see, over a period of time our service has taken a hit. Initially we got 5 ratings, then 4, and then last time we got 2 star on a scale of 5 star. So what you can see next to the review is a Twitter icon. So with this new functionality, we have actually made it very easy for you to do the marketing activity for your business. All you need to do is click on the Twitter icon, and from your official business handle, you will be able to spread the word. So this is basically the word of mouth marketing which you are doing. So no more spending those extra dollars on any other marketing activity. Rather, you can use the customer review functionality and publish all the good reviews that you have received on social media platform like Twitter. Also within Zoho Books, once you have received all the ratings, within the reports section, you can review all the ratings you have received till date. Click on activity within reports and click on client reviews. Here you can see all the reviews you have received till date from different customers like Majestic International, Lycos Media, Johnson Designs, and Just International. You can select the date range, and with this you can gauge how your business is faring over a specific period of time. So this is all about the challenge number 4. And finally, let's take up the challenge number 5. Nick is anxious about the payment status. He is worried whether the last invoice which he had sent has been actually received by the customer or not. Let's see how, using the client portal, this problem can be overcome. I'll create an invoice by going to the sales module, clicking on invoices, and I'll create a new invoice over here. Select Majestic International as the customer for us. I'll select the item as business card. The rate comes to 70. I'll click on save and send, and a mail will be shot to the customer. So as soon as the invoice has been sent, it is there for the customer to take. So when the customer logs into the client portal and he goes to the invoice module, he will be able to see the new invoice. As soon as the customer clicks on the invoice, a notification will be sent to the business owner saying that the invoice has been viewed. So no more anxiety for Nick. And now we are not done. When it comes to payment, with the client portal, your customer can make payments in bulk or they can do it individually. For instance, here within the invoice module, they can go to the individual invoices and make the payments, or they can go to the client portal's dashboard and make the payments in bulk. Now, making payments in bulk has its own advantage. For your customer, it becomes a little less tiresome, and for you as a business owner, it adds extra dollars to your pocket. You must be wondering how? I'll tell you. Most of the payment gateways, they charge you based on number of transactions. So when you receive that payment in one single transaction, obviously you'll end up saving some money. Along with that, we have 2 more modules within the client portal. The first one is projects. The projects module is applicable only to businesses which charge customers based on number of logged hours or the projects undertaken. As you can see over here, we have a project name SEO revamp, and the number of logged hours is 18. So your customers will be charged based on number of logged hours. And the next module is statements, which is basically your statement of accounts. It shows everything right from opening balance to the invoiced amount and finally the balance due. You can select the date range to get a clear perspective for this year as compared to the previous year. And as again, here you can see the download PDF option is available along with the print option. So basically this is what your client portal is. Now with the client portal, what we have seen is Nick, he's able to expedite the estimate approval process through the process of collaboration. Entire conversation has taken place within the client portal and it is accessible to both the customers as well as Nick. The customers can access it within the client portal, and for Nick, it is available within the Zoho Books account. Nick has granted access to the past financial transactions to his customers, so he can end up saving time. Similarly, he has empowered his customers to update their personal information on their own. Next, with the new customer review functionality, he can ask for feedback from the customers. And finally, he has overcome the anxiety when it came to payment statuses. And with the bulk payment option, he can also save some money. Now, I will talk about the two new features that we have rolled out for the client portal. The first one being the integration with Slack. Slack is a messaging app for within-team communication. Now, there is a possibility that you or your team members might not log into the system for a couple of days or few days. But with this integration, you will be notified about your customer's client portal activities. For instance, let's take the example. Jen Barber is your customer. She has added some comment in an estimate. Now this comment will be broadcasted over the chosen channel within your Slack messenger. Now, as a business owner, you will make the necessary changes in the estimate and resend it to Jen. And what we see over here, that Jen finally accepts it and makes the payment of $150. Now the best part about this integration is that all the conversations will be stored within your Slack messenger, which can be revisited in the future. The next functionality is the custom domain address. What you can see on the left hand side is the current URL, which says at books.zoho.com/portal followed by the name of the portal, that is Marketography Inc. From now onwards, it will be custom. That is, you'll have the name of the company or the company's URL, which will be marketographyinc.com/portal followed by the portal name. The advantage of this thing is, firstly, it will look branded, and secondly, your customers won't feel as if they are leaving your website. So as you can see, this is what the client portal is all about. It will help you maintain the transparency and build relationship over a period of time. This is all about the client portal. If you wish to know more about Zoho Books, just drop us a mail at support@zohobooks.com. And for Invoice, you can drop us a mail at support@zohoinvoice.com and we will get in touch with you. With that, thank you everyone for attending this session.